Carla, buzz on in here. Let's talk about my first month live streaming on WhatNot. I can't wait to share my part-time success with you. Let's talk about it. I'm excited about how my first month actually turned out on that WhatNot live stream app. I started on it about 2 years ago, and I did a really short show just to see how it was going to make me feel. Honestly, I didn't like it because every single thing seemed to be super fast paced, and it was a turnoff for me, to be honest. But I was invited back. Now we'll start with telling you I have been on Poshmark Live for November this year will be 3 years, so it's been over 2.5 years. But I want to jump in and tell you I've had success on Poshmark, lots of success, and I'm not gone anywhere, honestly. I don't think you should put all your eggs in one basket and just kind of wait to see, what happens where. So I have so many things about WhatNot. Let me just put that out there. I do. There are so many advantages on the app. I started on Poshmark back when they started, and I've not had any problems whatsoever. None. And I appreciate it. I really appreciate my time there. I'm happy that Poshmark has the app and it's able to help so many people. But I'm also grateful that there's more than one app that you can actually do live streams on. And I want to share my success on this particular one because I was really excited about the outcome because I went into it setting goals and I achieved those goals. So first of all, I will tell you right off the bat, I set a goal. I initially had a goal of $10,000 for the month. It was a low goal. It was a really good average goal. And some people would think you're crazy. That's not average. It was a really good average goal for me because I plan on doing this for the entire month of setting a goal at $10,000 because I was already on another app. So when you're already on another app and you don't plan to just quit, you have to manage your time accordingly. So that is what I did. I made sure that I set a schedule that was going to be conducive to achieving that goal. So I set a schedule of $10,000 based on a certain number of shows I had planned to have. But a couple things happened early on in the month of April. So we're talking the month of April, depending on when you're watching this video. So first things first, my cousin, one of my favorite cousins, popped up out of nowhere. She stayed for I think it was 17 days. She stayed 1 week with me and I didn't know she was coming. So at the onset of my goal, I had company here in the house. We went shopping, we had lunch, we had dinner, we did all the things you do with your favorite cousins, right? So we did all of that. And that took off from my first week. So it was a little disappointing there, but I was happy to have had the chance to spend with family and I don't get to see her often. So I had a goal of $10,000. I also had a goal of 1,000 new followers or new friends on the app. And then I had a goal to sell 1,000 items. How did it end? I sold $6,000 in sales, exactly $6,000 in sales, over 1,000 new followers, and I wanted to sell at least 1,000 items. But the second week in April, my grandkids showed up on a late spring break. So the 2 grandkids were here with me the second week. And that took me completely off schedule because they're young, very young. So they want to spend a lot of time with you. So there's lunch prep and dinner prep and they want to go and do. So I was only able to get a couple shows in. So that skewed that number a bit. However, instead of hitting 1,000 sales, I hit over 600. Y'all, I was so happy about that. I'm telling you, reach for the stars. If you miss, you'll land on the moon. I've got a couple notes in my hands that I'm going to share with you on my top 10s, and then I'm going to break those top 10s down to see how they can help you, and hopefully they will. Let's get into it. So you just heard about my goals. I reached for 10,000. I landed on 6,000 part-time. I reached for 1,000 in sales and units sold. I hit 600. I hit over 600 in record time, part-time. I actually held 16 lives. I did 16 lives for the month. I wanted to do 20 to 25, but I ended up doing 16, and that's a huge accomplishment for me part-time. And if you're wondering if I went back to the other app to do lives, yes, I did, because I don't want to burn any bridges. I know my sources of income, and I'm gonna make sure that I level and balance my life out accordingly, because I sell on eBay, Poshmark, WhatNot, and I have my own website. They're all under Cashy_Lux, and talking to you on YouTube. Hopefully you'll get a chance to visit one of those sites to see what type merchandise I have. Now, the second thing I'll tell you is, and that was the second thing, selling on Livestream on Posh and WhatNot. I enjoyed WhatNot, and here's some of the things I did going into it. I want to give you like the top 10 things that were discoverable for me, or that helped me to achieve those numbers, just in case there are some people on here that achieve thousands of dollars in days, in 1 day, in 2 days. I know you're out there. I'm not you, you're not me. You, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this video, do what you can. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. Do what you can with what you have. Okay? That's my whole thing. I do what I can with what I have. So I scheduled my first show. Number one, schedule the show. Go ahead, schedule it. Schedule it, and make sure you schedule it at a time that's convenient for you, your family. Kind of make sure you can get that time where you carve out 2 to 3 hours. And if you think 2 to 3 hours is too much, it goes so fast, you'll see. I created the part-time schedule. I realistically created a schedule based on sourcing, steaming, ironing, eating, traveling, entertaining, visiting my family, having the kids around, that sort of thing, because you have to have a lot of things in place before you go to work. Just like you would on a regular schedule going to work. You know you're going to go to work from 9 to 5 or from 8 to 3 or from 11 to 7, whatever that is. Carve that time out as if you were headed out the door going to work for someone else. I set up the time that was conducive to my part-time schedule because I'm on another app as well. So I wanted to hit a certain number, and so I scheduled around that time. Include others. I included friends to come in to support me. And I thought, even if I have 1 or 2 friends on the app that can converse with me the entire time I'm on the app, that's going to be a positive for me, because interaction when you're live streaming is so key, especially when you're going somewhere, it's live. You don't know anyone. No one knows you yet. You're just going to start talking about what you sell and describing the item and getting into it the best way you can. So invite some friends in, even if it's for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, to converse with you. And I invited 2 to 3 friends in, and they are amazing. So they were with me on the other app. They came over. I go, hey, I'm trying something new. I've been invited over at this other app, and I want you to give me some feedback on my performance, how I do, and that sort of thing. And if you want to shop with me over there, feel free to do that. But I really, moreover, want them to give me some input and some feedback, and to get an understanding of what it is I'm trying to do. Number 4, I started with a few items. I started posting a few items on the app. I already had some over there, but I ignored it for so long, so they were kind of inactive. But I posted a few items, and the good news was, you don't have to post anything, because one of the key and tremendous factors about this app is it records everything. So when you show an item, I didn't post everything, because when you show an item, it records the item you sold, and it stays up there for a long period of time. So the customer can come back and revisit their item. You can revisit the item you sold. So you can go rapid fast, like you can just fire through every single item like a lot of people do. I don't prefer to do that. So I did not list a lot of items, and I pull from items randomly and just start running them because you have a recorded record of everything that you sold. So I like that. Now, I set up a goal once I started of how many friends I wanted to have, and I could constantly talked about how many followers my goal was for the month. I constantly talked about wanting to sell 1,000 items and really getting warmed up on the app. Every time someone entered my show, I constantly referred to my newness there, and I really wanted to build my friendship environment. And so please buzz on in. If you know me, show me through the bumblebees. Buzz in here. Let's be friends. And that bee just kept popping up. So I used that like I did on the other app because that's familiar to people when they come in and they see your bees buzzing around, or they see your butterflies, or whatever it is you decide to use. I told them over and over, when you come in, say hi. Make sure I see those bumblebees because I want to recognize you, and let people, tell people, hey, follow her too because she has a closet. She's been over here cheering me on. So I want to make sure I pay it forward. So I did that at the onset of me starting. And now I had a goal to ensure that I would reach 5 stars. I wanted to maintain my 5-star review on this platform just as I have the others. I'm 5-star on eBay, 5-star on Poshmark, and darn it, I am 5-star on WhatNot. I've sold over 600 items. I've gotten a 5-star review, and that, y'all, is so important to me, to everyone who is on anyone's app, to make sure you maintain customer service. You're only going to get 5 stars if you maintain customer service. It has to be good. If customer satisfaction is not there, you don't have a business. So customers want to be happy with the product that you have. So 5-star review was very important to me. Ship time for me right now is -1 day. That means I was 1-day shipper until I'm getting the hang of it. I watched a couple of other videos on kind of the expectation for shipping. And I really didn't like what I was seeing in some of the shows, to be honest. I didn't like that people were taking 3 to 5 days to get your item out. Not everybody. So it's hard to ship with people who have really long ship time. I wanted to shop with people who ship out in 1 day because I pay for that. And for me, you pay for that. You pay that up to $9.21, depending on the time you're watching this video, gets you unlimited amount of shipping. I love that about this app. It gets you unlimited amount of shipping on WhatNot. So I was like stuck with 5 pounds in my mind, but it gets you unlimited amount of shipping. And so you can set your shipping accordingly. It's going to calculate what the shipping is anyway, from 4 ounces, 4 to 7 ounces, 12 to 15 ounces, a pound, 1 to 2 pounds. You just kind of put it up there. So if the person stops at 1 pound, then at least you know shipping's covered for that person. And it just really works out. So number 8 for me was 1-day shipping. I achieved that. I'm actually at this time -1 day, depending on when you're watching this video. It's been over 30 days now, and I'm -1 day shipping, which just ultimately means same day shipper over here or 1-day shipper. It means I care about getting your item out. It means I care about the money you spent with me. I care about what you took the time to sit and watch me sell to you. And you bid, you won, it's out the door. I have a 2-step process and I follow it. Make sure you schedule a theme around your show. That's what I do for each show. I schedule and theme my shows. The thumbnail should represent that, but if you theme your shows, you tell people what they can expect when they stop by your show, because it's going really fast. When they see the thumbnail, they know you're going to show boho, modern, contemporary women's fashion, shorts, dresses, tops, sizes. Be sure to add that. I made sure those top 10 things were addressed so that I could achieve what I wanted to achieve. So in short, I met over and have over 1,000 followers in my first month. I was very happy about that. I landed on $6,000 for the month, and I was really thrilled about that. And 6,000 units sold, over 600 units sold. I wanted 1,000 in the first month, but I realized I had to be cut to part-time, and that is okay. I did that. I was so happy about that, friends. I was so very happy about that. Hitting 1,000 friends plus, achieving 5-star status, shipping in less than a day, and selling over 600 items with 16 shows. That was outstanding. For now, thank you so much for joining. If you watched this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Thumbs up means everything, so I can continue bringing you good content, so it's not all the way down to the bottom somewhere on YouTube. But like the video, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. All right, bye for now, everybody. Miss Energetic Carla is going to get to work. Mwah. See you next time.